What's good, everybody? It's Mr. Composition, MC that writes fiction. Back at it with another video. So this is my review of Fantastic Four First Step, fresh out of the theater. I was just all like, I gotta go see this. I got to go see this. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video on the road to 10K. Now, was it good? Does Doctor Doom show up? Uh, what about, the character, different things like that? Was it good? So I'm gonna try to keep it as much spoiler free as possible. So, what's the main premise? So we get introduced to 828's Fantastic Four. And the premise is we get introduced to as far as the Fantastic Four and their universe and the importance of Fantastic Four within that particular universe. We find out as far as their origin, and we find out that um, Sue and Reed are expecting. Now, this is important because it pretty much builds up as far as the rest of the whatchamacallit. So they intersect as far as a signal, and this signal ends up coming to them in the form of a woman, Quicksilver. And Quicksilver lets them know that, hey, your planet is screwed. There's nothing you can do about it. And Fantastic Four are just all like, what, what in the world? And so they basically end up reverse engineering as far as the signals, the signatures of the Silver Surfer to be able to go to where Silver Surfer and Galactus is. And Galactus just gives them an ultimatum. Hey, I will spare the planet if you give me your baby. And it is, we find out the reason why the baby is important. And so they're like, not gonna happen. So then basically the movie is them trying to figure out ways to save their Earth while not giving up their baby. Now, the premise of it is good. I gotta admit, I guess my only qualms with as far as the storyline is, I mean, there's only but so much you can put into one movie. So I think that they did an okay job as far as I'll definitely say this. This is probably my favorite version of movie Fantastic Four. I think that the depictions that they did of them, I thought was good. I thought that it was very, very interesting that this particular timeline in 828, I think it takes place in maybe like the 50s or 60s or something like that. I gotta double check. But that time frame and how futuristic they are thanks to Reed Richards, I would only imagine because again, they're they what I thought was very interesting was the fact that it seemed like the Fantastic Four was the only superheroes in that particular, universe, which again, if you're having to face a planetary threat like Galactus, it just, to me, I guess it kind of baffled me that they were the only ones there. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you know about the timelines and anchor beings and how they're supposed to exist as far as in every universe. So I guess for me, it was just kind of weird that with the planet on the brink of dying, getting destroyed, that they were the only ones, there. But with that being said, it's not like I won't ruin that part. I'll just say that storyline, cool. The characters that they got for each person, great. The depiction of it, great. Um, the ending, the ending was interesting, you know, and there it seemed like I wouldn't say like ass pulls per se. It would make sense as far as in the grand scheme of things, or even if you apply, like for example, there's a part where I was almost just all like, "Dang, how strong is Sue Storm?" You know what I mean? Like, because there's a part where I can understand it in the context of the situation. We've seen how hard the mothers go for their kids, Wanda. Uh, so it wasn't out the realm of possibilities of the feat that she was accomplishing. But I just thought it was very, very interesting. And of course, there was, a little thing at the end, again, not trying to like super ruin it, where a character seemingly perished, but, they were brought back type of thing. And in that context, it made sense as well because of the character who did it, and how we didn't know as far as when these particular power, because again throughout the whole movie they're just all like, yo, we've checked and we don't know what the heck, is where he can, get this particular thought of this particular person. So it showing itself at that moment did make sense. And it probably wouldn't be a good idea to have the first movie and have a important character give birth like that. So I guess it kind of makes sense. The other thing is I felt like Quicksilver, like I wasn't upset that Quicksilver was a girl because I feel like I don't know off the top of my head so much, but I want to say that Quicksilver is a mantle, it is a title versus specific, people and everything like that. Why making it a woman? I don't know. I really don't know. But we do have to, well, see, that's another thing that I have to double check if the being that I think Quicksilver is a title, eh, I because we're talking about multiverses and everything like that. If there's only one singular Quicksilver, and if that's the case, then again, it kind of wouldn't make sense that they just switched it to a woman, and that's not well known. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not super well versed. Again, I don't know if that's the case because we do know with um not Miss Marvel, but old girl that was in Doctor Strange 2 that she was trying to save. I think she's the only one in every universe. So it's not like the concept is foreign as far as for that to not be the thing. I just thought that there was probably like a little bit more. Again, there's only but so much they can do in the first movie and trying to like combine, everything. So the fact that she got like a cool little backstory. Before we get into that, this video is sponsored by me. Hey, if you want to dive into new music, I have a catalog. Catalog. Yeah. These are not singles, these are albums. But more recently this year, I did release an album called Tame Chaos. So you can listen, stream, download, purchase all of that in the link in the description. And just check it out because I want to see if people are actually seeing this and going to the site. So anyways, and why she's kind of like working with Galactus, if that makes sense, you know what I mean? And it kind of makes me wonder what's going to happen as far as because of the end of the movie. But um the last thing, Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom. Does Doctor Doom show up? Yes, but probably not in the way that you would think. You know what I mean? There is two parts where there's a hint to him, and then we see him sort of. The other thing I would say before I kind of give my ending whatchamacallits, um, the second post credit, I was kind of like, man, y'all could have did something else. They could have did something else, honestly. And let because I stayed, got the first post credit scene, which was dope. I'm not gonna spoil it. Uh, and then we got the second one, and I'm like, unless I am missing something, I really don't know why this was put here. And I felt like they could have included as far as something else, but uh, eh. Overall, I think I would give the movie I give it like a 7 out of 8. Again, there was just like little things, and it wasn't bad. It has rewatchable value. I would definitely be rewatching it. You know what I mean? Um, but I might give like a more in-depth review again. I'll try to like remember everything after first watch, and then also kind of uh filter as far as what did I say, because I'm not trying to like spoil everything. But it was a good movie. I'll definitely be watching it again. I'll probably do another review that contains spoilers because I'm really trying to be like, I know that. Action was good. The display of powers was really, really good. Yeah. Overall, I think a 7 out of 10 is pretty good. I'm definitely gonna watch it again. I don't know if I'll watch it in theaters again, but I'll definitely watch it again, and I definitely suggest it. So, hey, if you were wondering whether or not you should see it, I would definitely see it. I don't know. I stayed away from all types of reviews and critiques on it until I seen it. So now I'm definitely going to be able to go and see what people are saying, because I wouldn't say it's like woke garbage, even though some people will probably try to say that. But I think that they did a really good job. Especially there's some I think that they did some funny like dad humor in it, which I appreciate. I'm not a father yet, but I recognize some of it, and I was just all like, they didn't have to do it. I thought that that was really cool that they did, but they made it about family, and I like how they they showed the importance of the mother and the father, where in this day and age, the father can kind of be forgotten or made to look like an idiot or different things like that. And I like how things was laid out within this movie. I think it was very balanced. You have your actual family and extended, family. And the concepts of family was really, really cool in this, and I could appreciate that. But if you've seen it, let me know in the comments what you thought. And yeah, man, this was a good movie. But hey, it's Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction. Back at it with another video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video on the road to 10K. Make sure to check out the description for my music, books, comics, and more. All right, y'all. Peace.